Let's imagine a celebrity wears a completely wild, asymmetrical neon jacket on a Tuesday. By Thursday, it is trending all over TikTok. In the old days of fashion, you would wait like 6 months to see a watered down version of that jacket hit the stores. But today,
Today, you're buying it off a rack 2 weeks later. It's wild.
right, welcome to today's deep dive. For you listening, we are jumping into a wearing analysis of fast fashion alongside this really rare BBC inside look at Zara's headquarters.
Yeah, our mission today is to figure out exactly how Zara changed the entire fashion industry by turning trends into products faster than anyone else.
And you know what that hyperspeed engine actually means for your wardrobe. So, okay, let's unpack this. The traditional runway to rack calendar is just completely dead, right?
Oh, totally dead. And Zara is basically holding the smoking gun. We all know they compressed a sluggish 6-month cycle into like 14 days, but the mechanism of how they actually execute that is just staggering.
Because it is not just about sewing faster. I mean, that is physically impossible to scale that way.
Exactly. It is an entirely different data loop. Influencers are generating demand spikes instantaneously now, right?
Yeah.
So Zara isn't guessing what people might want next season. They are intercepting what people want right this second.
Which makes me wonder, how does a data point at a cash register in New York become a physical garment in Madrid in under 2 weeks? It used to be like waiting for a letter in the mail, but Zara's turnaround is like getting an instant text message with a photo attached.
That is a great way to put it. And it all feeds back to their nerve center in Galicia, Spain. Imagine 350 designers sitting in a room just watching live sales data roll in from global stores.
Wait, live data, like as the sales happen?
Yeah, right as they happen. So if a specific cut of a dress is flying off the shelves in London, but, completely tanking in Tokyo, they don't just mark it down, they alter the design midstream.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they take that live data, recut the pattern, change the fabric, and push an updated version back to the factory floor within hours.
So it is like a massive hub and spoke system. Instead of acting like a megaphone where a brand broadcasts one design out and hopes it sells, Zara operates like a giant radar dish.
Right, constantly receiving signals from the spokes, the stores, and instantly adjusting at the hub. And what's fascinating here is how their physical footprint supports that radar dish.
Because you can't have a 2 week turnaround if your factory is a 6 week cargo ship right away from HQ.
Exactly. They achieved this incredible speed by rejecting the standard industry practice of outsourcing entirely to the Far East. Instead, they keep the bulk of their manufacturing geographically close. We're talking Spain, Portugal, Morocco, and Turkey.
And here's where it gets really interesting to me. Despite all the intense algorithmic speed, they still rely on an incredibly tactile human element. The BBC piece highlighted this 42-year veteran pattern maker.
Oh yeah, Markham coat.
Right. She is literally standing in that high-tech Galicia headquarters using a magnifying glass, like an actual magnifying glass, to inspect the fabric weaves and quality before anything is mass-produced.
It is a crazy contrast. High-tech data loops and then a magnifying glass.
Yeah, but looking at the sheer logistics of this, having everything clustered so closely around that Galicia hub, doesn't that leave them incredibly exposed? Like if a localized economic shock hits or there's a sudden trade policy shift?
You mean like a supply chain bottleneck?
Yeah, or if we look strictly at the business impact of the proposed U.S. tariffs we've seen in the news, for instance, a centralized system seems like a massive liability.
You would think so, but Inditex CEO Oscar Garcia Maceras argues the exact opposite. If we look purely at the mechanics of their business strategy, strictly reporting the facts and ignoring the politics behind those U.S. tariffs entirely, their defense is radical diversification.
How so? If they are producing close to home.
Well, they aren't relying on one or two localized megafactories. They actually produce across almost 50 different markets using non-exclusive suppliers.
Ah, I see. So if a tariff hits one region, they just route production through another node in their network.
Precisely. Adaptability is built right into the foundation.
So what does this all mean for the industry? In a way, Zara hacked the timeline so successfully that they created a monster they now have to run from.
Oh, 100%. By proving you can turn a trend into a product in 2 weeks, they trained an entire industry to just be addicted to speed.
Right, and you see the direct fallout in TikTok's dupe culture now. Ultra-cheap competitors like Shein and Temu looked at Zara's turnaround and basically said, we can do it in single digits and at a fraction of the cost.
Yeah, and this Raring article pulls no punches here. This hyperspeed is severely accelerating the environmental impact of fashion waste. and it is actively stripping independent designers of credit as their work is scraped and copied instantly.
So the radar dish has basically become a vacuum cleaner, just sucking up every micro trend indiscriminately.
Exactly, which raises a massive question for Zara's survival. How do you compete when you are no longer the fastest or the cheapest?
That is a tough spot to be in. How do they pivot?
Well, their CEO's answer is that they are stepping off the gas pedal of that race to the bottom. Instead of trying to underprice Shein, Zara is attempting to elevate their brand. They are focusing heavily on improved quality, stronger creative design, and sustainability initiatives.
Because they realize speed alone isn't a moat anymore.
Right. It transforms a basic piece of fabric into a physical snapshot of global data. But that isn't enough on its own now.
So the next time you look in your own closet, take a second to look at the tags. Think about the massive, hyper-responsive supply chain, the data loops, and the hub-and-spoke logistics that essentially willed those garments into existence just days after somebody thought of them.
It really makes you look at a t-shirt differently.
It really does. And I want to leave you with a final thought to mull over on your own. If human-driven data loops have pushed manufacturing to its absolute physical speed limit, what happens next? Will the next fashion revolution be driven by AI that doesn't just react to trends, but predicts exactly what you will want to wear before a human designer even sketches it?